So in today's video, I'm gonna show you this makeup look that I did. This is pretty much what I do when I'm trying to look a little more glammed. It's definitely not my everyday makeup look. Usually every day I don't even wear eyeshadow. I just do mascara and sometimes no eyeshadow at all. Sometimes just like a brown shade in the crease. But this is pretty much what I do when I'm going out to a dinner or a birthday party or, you know, the movies or anything where I want to look a little more pretty, a little more glammed, a little more put together. Like, oh, she actually spent time and did her makeup. This is the routine that I do. I always will add a simple lash. It's still very natural and neutral. Like the tones are all like neutral tones. It's not like any huge like dramatic pops of color. But it's just, it's pretty and it gets bumped up with the lashes and the liner. It definitely makes it more dramatic. I still always pair it with a nude lip because it matches any outfit you would want really to go with. Like I can wear anything pretty much with this makeup look. So if you do want to see it, go ahead and keep on watching. Let's get started. Just to start off this look, I'm actually just going to go ahead and put my hair behind my ears so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I always start with my face first. I don't care what kind of look I'm doing on my eyes. I'm just like a creature of habit and I've always started with my base first before anything else. So it's kind of just what I'm used to and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is, again, the Smashbox Primer Water. It's literally my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with that. I love starting like feeling like, I don't know, fresh, I guess, to start my makeup. So I'm going to spray that first. And then always in my vanity drawer, I keep my fan. Now that that's dry, I'm going to go in with my primer. Today, I am going to be using the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. Again, being completely honest, I don't really see much difference whether I use primer or not. I definitely always do, only because maybe in the back of my mind I think that it actually does work. But I've gone days where I don't use primer and I feel like my makeup looks just as great and it lasts just as long. So I pretty much use it out of habit again. So use your favorite primer. Whatever you love, go ahead and use that. For foundation, I'm going to use the Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. This is literally one of my favorite foundations. It's like one of those, it's a hydrating foundation, so it's not going to be like matte, and it's not going to be, I really don't think it's luminous. I think it's more like natural. I'm almost out of it. I love this foundation so much. I use it all the time. I have to kind of like steer away from using it. That's how much I love it. But I'm going to go ahead and pump like 4 pumps on the back of my hand. And then with my finger, kind of like disperse the product on my face. I always do this because I feel like the warmth of my skin breaks down the product. So it looks more, I don't know, like one with your skin, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and like spread that everywhere. And then with the e.l.f. multi-purpose sponge or something like that, I'm going to go ahead and start pouncing that in and blending that. You can never blend too much, so always just go ahead and, you know, blend, make it get really nice and seamless. If I'm looking down, it's because my mirror is right here in front. I don't think you can tell, but my mirror is right here. So I'm still blending. Side note, I just realized that I didn't even turn on my light. So if naturally it just got brighter, that's because that was my fault. I have like the window open, so I feel like I'm still getting some natural light, but I didn't actually realize that I didn't turn on my light. So I was like, oh no, it's gonna look so dark. So anyway, I'm just going to continue. I'm just still blending. Next, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Again, this is the shade Light Medium Sand. And I think that this concealer has like really, really high coverage. So you don't even like need to go in with a really thick foundation because this concealer is like super full coverage. So, I mean, for whatever your foundation didn't give you certain coverage, you can always make it up with the concealer because it will cover you up. I have this beauty mark right here on my lip, and a lot of times I feel even like after photos with my concealer on that I don't even see my beauty mark. That's how, like, I guess, like, what is it called? Powerful or pigmented, I guess, that it is, that I don't even see my actual like beauty mark through it. Okay, up next I'm gonna go ahead and take my Cover FX I think it's the translucent light powder. I do love this. It's like one of my favorites currently, just because it's like, it doesn't make your eyes look crusty. It's very like forgiving, very hydrating underneath the eye. A lot of times I hate when you look so dry, like you smile and you just feel like your skin looks super cracked. I absolutely hate that look. So I love this because it doesn't do that for me. And I go ahead and just like tap enough into the cap. Again, using my e.l.f. sponge, I'm gonna go ahead and just bake my under eyes. And I'm pretty much gonna like leave this here even after I do my eye makeup, because my trick is I use my powder to catch the fallout when I do my eyeshadow, and then pretty much at the end I'll go ahead and dust everything off. I will bake here. I even bring some down my nose a little bit, and up here I feel like my forehead is where I get the most oily, and then kind of like in the middle of my brows. Also my like smile lines right here and around my nose. I feel like sometimes depending on the foundation I use, I get the creases in my smile lines, and I absolutely hate that. So this is the trick that I do to stop that. And next for powder, this is my Physicians Formula. It's the Healthy powder in the shade MW2. I'm almost out of it. I use it like all the time. It says it has SPF 16 in it, but it's just like, I don't know, it just works so well. Plus it's drugstore, so it's drugstore pricing. So I definitely do like that too. For bronzer and contour, I'm actually going to use my Smashbox palette. It's the Cali Contour palette. I actually bought this and I do like it. I pretty much can get use of almost like any shade in here. It's a good palette. So I'm going to go ahead and use both the bronzer shade and also the contour shade. This is a MAC 140S. I think it was a limited edition. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure there you can find like some kind of equivalent. I always dust off the excess because it can get really like potent or really a lot, I guess, at times. So I dust off and then just kind of go around my forehead. Anywhere where you like to contour is exactly where we're gonna go. Or bronze. My cheeks. So it's definitely a good bronzer. It looks really, really pretty. And then I'm gonna go down where like we get like that double chin marking. So I always like to powder and bronze down here as well. Okay, and then I'm going to take now the contour shade, and I'm going to use the NARS Ita and go in with the contour shade right there. And I'm going to do kind of the underneath my lip. Wrong one. It just gives you a nice like powder your lip because you create shadow under there. And then I bring this down my nose. I don't do like a really intense nose contour, just a light one, a cute one. And then I go a little bit on my cheeks as well. And the trick with contour is you always want to like blend up. You never want to blend down because that's where you start looking muddy. And you know, no one wants to have a muddy contour or just feel like they have like big blotches of like color on their skin. So definitely like always like either like create that line that goes straight to like the outer part of your lip. So blend like kind of like in that line and then up. So, and I don't actually take it all the way. I kind of just go halfway and then blend up. And then I do the same with the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and take more of the Cover FX powder, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the bronzer contour. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slap that right there and then let it sit for a little bit. Just like that. And for blush, I'm actually gonna go ahead and use the same one in the palette, and I'm gonna take that on a Morphe M462. It's like a dual fiber brush. I do like dual fibers because you can kind of control how much product you're laying down on your skin. Sometimes if you go in with too much product, it like can be super intense and then you have to blend it out. But if you go in with a dual fiber, you can actually like build it up. So it's kind of perfect for me because I can get pretty heavy-handed. So it's a good way to like help me control how much product I lay down. I'm gonna go ahead and start on my brows. I'm gonna be using the NYX microfiber brow pencil, and this is the shade Brunette. So I'm not gonna show how I do my brows, but they will be on in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, they are done, they are on, they are ready to rock and roll. I'm kind of gonna dust off all the bakage that I had. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some highlight, and then I'm gonna start on my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Dose of Colors Fuego highlighter, the one with Desi and Katie, the collaboration. So I'm gonna go ahead and start highlighting some of my face. This is the Morphe M501 brush. I do like this brush. I have a lot of favorites that I like. I go ahead and just rotate a lot of my favorites of brushes, that is. So I pretty much, again, just do kind of like down the bridge of the nose. I always highlight the tip of my nose. I really like the way that looks. Cupid's bow, and then just the apples of my cheeks. We're actually going to start working on the eyes, and today I'm going to use the Dream Street and ColourPop. The Dream Street ColourPop palette. This is the Kathleen Lights collab. I love this palette. It's definitely dirty. It's well used. It has pretty much any color you would want. Like, this is pretty much my basic brown toned with like the really nice champagne-y lid type of look, but you can do anything with like these pops of color. I'm not flipping you off, these pops of color. It's just a really pretty palette, great priced, and I don't know, I love it. I've had it for a while and I love using it, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that today. So I'm gonna go ahead and like zoom you on in a little bit. I'm not going to prime my eyes. I don't really feel like it makes my eyeshadow like last any more or any less. I feel like it lasts pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take, I think it's called Stardust, and this is a Sephora Pro like crease brush number 10. It's my favorite. I use it all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and start like running this through my crease as my transition shade. I do have really hooded eyes, so I try to kind of get at the bone and like a little above the bone and kind of like bring it out to the outer corner. So fast windshield wiper and then little circular motions back and forth until you get your desired look. And we can always come back and build, so it's better to like build up, because once you go, you know, too much, it's hard to take away product, where it's a lot easier to build up product. And then just go ahead and run it to the other side so your eyes match. And the next color I'm gonna take is Twinkle, right there. And I'm gonna use the same brush and kind of go ahead and place that right on top of the Stardust shade that we just laid down. We're pretty much just layering up colors right now. it allows you to have like a really seamless blend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing, windshield wiper motions, small little circles back and forth until it's very nicely blended out. And then go ahead and repeat on the opposite side. Okay, and then now I'm gonna take an Morphe M433. It's a little bit smaller of a brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the Water Bearer color. It's kind of like this like red tone brown. It's really pretty color. I'm gonna go ahead and take that right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring that kind of in the crease, but a little bit lower. But again, it's also part of like my transition, but my lower transition. And now I'm just adding more color and creating more like depth and dimension in my eye. So go ahead and take your brush and use the same blending technique and just blend back and forth until it's nice blended out and kind of like the desired color that you want, whether you want it more intense or more washed out. And then I just kind of start bringing this in kind of like lower on the outer part. I'm gonna put like a nice sparkly lid color, so you can kind of leave that bare, or if you get it a little bit messy with your blending, it's okay because you're gonna cover it up anyways. I'm just going back in with the first two shades that we used to start and kind of like blending that all now again just to make it more seamless. Up next, I'm going to use Mooney. It's that dark shade right there. I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm still going to take it on the same brush, the M433, and then I'm going to go ahead and just like blend that into the outer, like the outer portion of my eye. Just kind of like smoke it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be too intense unless that's exactly what you want. Then you can definitely make it super strong, bold, intense looking. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to lay it down and then just start blending and give myself just a little bit more like dimension again to my eye, and a little bit smoky, but not like, you know, super, super dark intense. So I pretty much got it to where I want it to be with the darker shade on both sides. Now I'm going to go in with my lid color. And for that, I'm actually going to take, I think it's called Spark right here. It's super, super, super beautiful. It's just your basic, actually it's nowhere near basic, but it's just such a pretty, like, I don't know, like a light champagne. It's not gold, but like a light, it's just so beautiful. That's what I'm going to go ahead and take and put on my lid. I'm going to go ahead and use my finger. I always start my, like lid shades with my finger just because it packs on so much pigment at first. But wow, it's just so beautiful, and I'm going to pack on as much as I can with my finger. And then after, I'm going to go ahead and take just a brush and use that, what am I trying to say? I'm going to take a brush to just go ahead and like lay down product wherever I couldn't get it with my finger. This is the MAC 242, and that's what I'm going to take to further help me like to get into the inner corner and stuff that I couldn't reach. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. You could use like MAC Fix Plus or whatever if you want to make it more intense. I never really do. Sometimes I do, but I'm being honest, on a normal basis when I do my makeup and stuff, I think these shadows are just as beautiful on their own. I really don't, but if I am feeling a little extra, a little more saucy, I definitely will. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye, and then I'm going to come back and blend it all out so it's all no harsh lines and it looks all so beautiful blended out. Andrew's calling me. I'll call it back. Now back going in with the Morphe M433. I'm going to take the shade Water Bearer back again, this shade right here, to further like kind of blend it in because that was the lower crease color that I put on. I'm going to blend that back and forth with my lid shade just so there's no harsh lines and it all looks seamless. I'm going to start here and just blend it back and forth. And then I'm going to go back in with Mooney. That was the dark brown shade. And I'm going to go ahead and just deepen up that crease just a little more. As you blend, you just naturally lose some of that pigmentation. So I'm just going to go back in and blend, blend, blend. And then if you want to go back in with the first crease brush that we used, back in with the two transition shades, you can even further just kind of like clean everything back up and reblend everything. It's all about kind of trial and error, going back and forth. Literally anybody can do this. It's just kind of getting it to your desired liking, back and forth. I'm going to go back into the Fuego highlight, and I'm going to take this on a, this is a Makeup Geek brush. I don't know. I think it was like their concealer brush. I've had it for a while, but I love this brush. And I'm going to highlight the brow bone with it. And this is kind of like my brush that I've always used. It's just the perfect shape to kind of like fit right in there. So I'm going to highlight my brow bone with that on both sides. And then I also use the same brush to do the tear duct, the inner corner of my eye. So I'm going to go in like that. And it definitely gives your eyes like a good pop. It makes them look so pretty. It looks like you have like a little twinkle in your eyes. It's just like really, really pretty. Like a beautiful angel. And don't we all want to look like that? Like a beautiful angel? I know I do. Now we're going to start working on the lower lash line really quick. This is from a crown brush. It's the C513 brush. I'm going to go ahead and take that and take our dark shade Mooney down here. I just dipped my finger into Mooney. And I'm going to kind of like place that down on my lower lash line. So I want something to be like more precise to lay down like a darker color. And then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and just blend out that color. And you can drag it as far down as you want if you want like a super blown out lower lash line, or you could keep it really like really tight and close to your lash line if you don't want a super dramatic blown out lash line. And then I'm going to just use this shade Twinkle right here. That's what I'm going to use to blend it out with. You could bring down Water Bearer back if you want to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take Water Bearer and I'm going to go ahead because I want it to look, I want that like orangey brownie to come down as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use that too. I always go ahead and blend like my lower lash line up to the crease and make it look like very seamless, like it's completes the look, like it connects. So grab that and then like kind of blend it up to your crease and your like outer V work that you did up here. I went ahead and zoomed you right back on out so I can finish my makeup. Up next, what I normally do is kind of like spray my face. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I do like it a lot. The All Nighter from Urban Decay is definitely my favorite, but I did buy these when they had like 2 for $19 or whatever the deal was at Ulta. So I made sure that I dusted away all the extra powder on my face, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray that all over, just so everything kind of like blends and becomes one and looks like less powdery. And then I'm going to use my fan so it can dry pretty quickly. And then I'm going to use this NYX tinted brow gel. I love this stuff. It's beautiful. It sets your eyebrows really, really pretty. Also, you can wear it on its own when you don't even like fill in your brows. It makes them look very tinted and natural. I'm going to go ahead and set my brows at this time. As you've noticed, I do like my makeup in like a really weird order. I'm definitely all over the place, but I am a normal human, a normal woman, that I'm timed or I'm doing other things. So it works for me. Definitely work in the order that works for you. If you have to do your eyes first, then do your eyes first. If you're someone that has to have your brows on before you can even do anything else, then definitely do that. Now I'm actually just going to line a little bit on like a very thin black liner. And this is a liquid liner. This is actually from Essence. It's the eyeliner pen and it's waterproof. And I really only do this so when I put false lashes on that it looks like put together and it looks like one. Literally run it straight on my lash line. From inner corner to outer corner, right on the lash line. Not doing no wing, not doing anything thick or heavy. I think that's pretty much what I want, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other side. Okay, literally change of plans. I had to do like a thicker liner than I actually wanted because I went a little too thick right here, so then I had to do the same thing on that side. So that's okay. It's okay. Just a little bit thicker than we wanted, but it'll still look nice. I'm going to go ahead and take the It Superhero Mascara, and I'm going to do a quick coat with mascara on my lashes, just so our false lashes can blend. Okay, we'll come back later and do the lower lash line. Today I'm going to use for lashes, these are the Ardell Double Ups 113s. They are such a pretty lash. They're very dramatic, and they're very like good priced from the drugstore. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up. I do always clip like the outside. I actually think I have a pretty, you know, I don't have small eyes, but I don't have big eyes, but I always just clip the end just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and coat them with the lash adhesive from Kiss. This is the clear one. I do like this because I have very sensitive like skin and sensitive eyes. So it definitely doesn't like make my eyes get red and puffy, and that's why I like this one. I have used others in the past that they just make me get super, super red and my eyes get so swollen and so puffy. So I like this one a lot. So I went ahead and applied my lashes off camera. They are really hard for me to put on sometimes, so I went ahead and did them off camera. I'm still waiting for them to dry. The lash glue that I use is clear, so it definitely will leave like the white marks, but that's when I go back with my eyeliner and I kind of like go over the white glue. And then I did go ahead and apply my lower lash mascara off of camera. I used, again, this Superhero It Cosmetics, so that's done. The last thing I'm going to go do with my eyes is just put some like liner to tight line, just so, again, that it looks seamless. This is just a normal black coal. I always dip it in the Inglot number 77, and I go ahead and like line my tight line right here. With that. So I pretty much used to use the black coal as kind of like a tool. I know it looks really weird to watch. It's kind of weird to do too. And then I'm going to actually line my waterline today too. I don't always do this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends how like dramatic smoky I want it to be. So today I'm actually going to go ahead and line it. And I don't take it all the way in. I always kind of stop it like right there, because I feel like it always bleeds. Even if you put eyeshadow down, sometimes for me at least, it still bleeds. So I just take it on the outside and I go halfways. And last are the lips. So what I'm gonna do is line my lips with the ColourPop I Love Sarai. It's the curvy lip liner, so I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with that. I need to like sharpen my pencil a little bit more. Ooh, that's like a lot. Let me sharpen it. This is such a pretty color. I like that. And then I'll line my Cupid's bow. And then I'll kind of like fill in a little bit. It definitely helps keep the color and like in place all day. It'll last really, really long. And then I'm going to go ahead and take, this is the Too Faced Cool Girl liquid lipstick. I do love their formula a lot. It's like one of the best formulas. I'm going to go ahead and kind of do the whole thing, but I'm going to leave it a little bare in the center because I'm going to put another color in there to be a little bit lighter. So... Next, I'm going to go ahead and take, this is Too Faced Sugar Cookie. It actually was in the Christmas collection. I think last year it came with the 4 little mini lipsticks. It's one of my favorites, and it's such a nice, like very light pale nude color. I can't wear it on its own, but I love patting it on top. I'll show you exactly right now what it looks like. So I kind of just pat it right there. And then a little bit right here too. And it gives your nice, like your lips a nice little ombre or like a two-tone color. And then I use my finger again and then I pat it in like that. And that's kind of like my favorite, like perfect nude. I love that. Since that was limited edition from last year, hopefully they'll come up with another one this year. The Anastasia Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick is a really good dupe for that. Like side by side, they look fairly identical. Also, the Too Faced, it's the other nude. I can't think of what it is, but I'll look it up and put it in the video so you can know what color it is. It's very identical to that as well, if you're looking for something more of on a permanent line so you can do the same. And then last, I always put a lip gloss on top of everything. This is the Nude Shimmer color from Milani. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a little lip plumping effect, so it's like you can feel like the cooling sensation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my lips. And again, I kind of just dot this right in the middle. And I use my finger to blend it out. So this is the final look of today's video. I definitely do like how it came out. This is pretty much like, it's my glam makeup, but it's still natural. It's easy to do. I definitely take time with my eyeshadow, but I mean, it's eyeshadow. You're going to spend a lot of time blending. But yeah, I love this makeup tutorial. It's super like easy. It's pretty and you look pretty and it matches pretty much any outfit that you would wear. So I definitely think you should try to recreate it. If you do, tag me. Everything on my social medias is Leia Doll. It's listed down below in the description box. And yeah, I really hope that you did enjoy this tutorial. Please like if you did and subscribe and leave me a comment that what do you like to wear as your natural normal makeup. That's the end of this video. Again, if you like it or if you like me, please hang around, please stick around. I'd love you here. And I'm gonna stop talking and I will see you guys in a future video. Bye.